let's talk about TNA, shall we?
TNA is back, baby.
Oh, I love
TNA is way more watchable than AEW right now.
Yeah.
Like, they have storylines I care about. JBL's turning up, hitting stuff.
Obviously they've got this relationship with WWE.
He doesn't work for there anymore. Though.
I know, but it's still like...
It must be a really tight
He's
turnover.
He's bought shares in like AAA wrestling as well.
Oh, is he?
Supposedly, yeah.
Well, he's rich, isn't he?
He is. Well, that's how he got the character. Those horn limousines don't pay for themselves.
Well, firstly, we do have to shout out to Rhino and Bob Ryder being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Rhino, obviously, we all know about Rhino. Last ever ECW champion, multiple time, I think, US champion, tag champion, hardcore champion.
Every champion.
Tag champion. Him and Heath Slater, one of my favourite underrated tag team runs of all time. He wrestled at the joint most Bound for Glories with anyone. Anyone care to guess who that record's co-held by with Rhino?
No, go on.
Chris Sabin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it Chris Sabin?
It is Chris Sabin.
I've got it. Edit.
Well done. It is one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions.
It is indeed.
Listen.
I love them.
But I think Bound for Glory in general was a great... let me rephrase this. Some of the matches I didn't care about.
No, but I think I only didn't care about because I didn't know what was going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't watch it weekly properly, so like I don't know if that's why I didn't care too much. But like, I don't know, because I've really, like you said earlier, I think TNA is back to where like I used to love it back in the day.
I think even the matches I wasn't expecting to enjoy as much over-delivered for me. I think the in-ring performances on the night I think everyone worked out more or less their best. Even like Moose, who I don't particularly rate, pulled out a good match.
Well, we did kick it off with the X Division Championship match, which I'm not going to lie, was probably the match of the night for me.
I mean, the issue is you got to open a show with a match like this because you've got to open the show with a match like this. Yeah. It's the old WCW logic of we throw the cruiserweights out first and that gets the crowd popping, and it does. But then everyone has to follow this.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, but Mike Bailey is incredible. Obviously, the match he had with Ospreay at last year's Bound for Glory was an absolute show stealer. This one again with Vikingo as it is. Vikingo has been tearing up with absolutely everyone right now.
Vikingo is amazing.
He's bigger than any company. Doesn't need to sign for anyone. Everyone's going to book Vikingo to go put on a Vikingo match with their biggest high flyer. Happened with we had a match with Kenny Omega in AEW, which was incredible. It was so good. The spot where they did the destroyer off the ape, popping off the top of the post was just
ridiculous.
He's the crazy. But Bailey retains.
Bailey retains.
Shockingly, the man under contract to the company retains the title of the company. Who saw that coming?
And then, I'm not going to go through them all, but I'll tell you what.
But pre-show, though, as well, you had Leon Slater come.
Yeah.
I want a little shout out to Leon Slater, little progress boy. I just love seeing his name pop up.
It's good to see him fail to win a battle royal on behalf of the UK. Well done.
Come on.
And Trent, fuck you both fucked up guys. But we've seen some British victories in TNA.
I'm loving Trent's he's not doing the moustache thing, is he? But
no.
He does do this. Ever so slightly, he's like, I can't do it, but I will do this. And I like that.
Now he's just playing two small violins next to his head.
Let's tune up the baby.
Tune up the tash.
The Monsters Ball match between PCO, which I think is a very weird name in general.
This is very weird. It was very weird.
Carl Oulet.
Yeah, no. PCO. I just always want to say POC, and I'm like, that's not he.
And he is also not a POC.
Well, it's incredible when you think about PCO because he was wrestling as part of the Quebecers in the WWF in 1994 against the Steiner brothers. It is 2024 and he's still wrestling a high-profile pay-per-view match.
Fucking spots as well. Because he also looks like that. He looks like that old wrestler. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not like you can sort of...
It's like Undertaker vibes.
Yeah. So like with Sting and stuff, like when he came out, there were moments and matches where you're like, oh, okay, he's definitely old school, but like he doesn't look it. Body like this guy looks like he wrestled in 1994.
He moves pretty well still.
He does,
and he looks like he'd fuck you up. PCO.
And the ending, that moonsault on Matt Cardona.
Yeah, he was facing Matt Cardona in this Monsters Ball match.
Shout out to Matt Cardona's fucking outfit as well.
I know, I was about to say,
I love it. It's so good, mate. Matt Cardona's a hero.
Matt Cardona, like shy of Cody Rhodes. And Drew, probably. I don't know of anyone who's left the company and raised their stock and come back in the modern era as much as Matt Cardona. I think will eventually end up back in WWE.
Yeah, but he wants to. He's openly said it.
But he doesn't need to. He's making a fuck ton of money on the and he's wrestling bang up. He's not signed to anyone. He goes wherever the fuck he wants. He works as many dates as he wants to. All his like make merch stuff online. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure his schedule was just his.
He's one of the smartest guys in wrestling.
But then if he comes to WWE, he's now got all those bargaining chips. Do you know what I mean? Like, he won't come back as Zack Ryder. He won't do the whole woo, woo, woo. He won't do any of that. He'll do his thing. But will it pay off as well in WWE?
This is the problem. I feel like it won't pay off.
They'll lose him.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to get lost in...
Yeah, but what I think they'll do, I feel like the Xavier Woods role kind of, where you have Xavier gets that instant computer game crowd for them. Matt Cardona will do that merch sort of wrestling figure shirt. They'll give him his own show on YouTube and he'll promote that sort of stuff. And I reckon...
But I just don't know. If we bring him back, I want him to win something. Do you know what I mean? I want there to be something like he's back for that.
I'll tell you what he's not doing. He's not wrestling death matches with PCO and WWE.
No, he's not.
Well,
but that match was one of my highlights. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it kind of felt like a match that Abyss would be in, or Mick Foley. Like, even with the thumbtacks in the mouth, was ow.
I think a lot of it was kind of
weapon in the face as well, just shoving him in.
I think a lot of it was kind of weapon spot after weapon spot, which if you like deathmatch wrestling is great. I'm not a huge deathmatch guy, but like if you like deathmatch wrestling, it was a really good deathmatch.
Yeah.
But it's not my usual jam. But both guys put in a really good fucking shift.
Yeah.
Again,
nothing like grabbing a random black satin bag and going, "What's in there?" I love it.
I love that the crowd are always surprised.
Yeah. Oh, it's glass again.
Well, no, when it was the Hell in the Cell. And Drew came out with a bag.
Oh, and it was the bracelet.
The bracelet bits. That was funny. That was good.
It was the old indie spot you used to get on a lot of British shows, especially that they do the Lego spot.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, probably hurts more than the fucking
Lego is hard.
Lego hurts, doesn't it?
No, there's no way.
We had the Knockouts Championship match. And we do have a new Knockouts champion.
Masha Slamovich.
Yeah.
Isn't it luckily she's called Slamovich and she became a wrestler? Weird.
I know. I will say, like, I really enjoyed Jordan Grace in this.
Jordan Grace Jordan Grace is arguably the best female wrestler in the world.
Well, she was number 1 on the list, right?
Yeah.
On the top 50 or whatever.
No.
And Masha is not far behind. Masha's improvement over the last couple of years. The thing about they had at Bound for Glory 2 years ago, which was great. This one was better. Because Masha has got that much better.
Yeah.
And also Jordan's physique has gone from good to fucking immense.
Crazy.
Yeah. So it was really good. It was really smooth. I've never seen, and I'm including people like Chyna and Aja Kong and people like consistently hit power moves as well as Jordan Grace does.
Because it looks like they actually have an effect.
It's not like a timid power bomb, or it's all just absolutely driven in every time. And I think that's for me the best women's match I've seen this year. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. What was it, Mania this year? No, I'm going to go with that. I think that's my best women's match.
I'd say that. To be fair.
It was definitely a brand spanking match. Sorry, I had an image of George and Grace doing a crazy move in the ring, and just because
and you just went brands.
Yeah, just have me on pause. But where does she go from here? Obviously, we did see her pop in again and NXT this week. Is that move?
It does make me wonder, like when you get like a champion like Jordan Grace lose. Well, does make you wonder, like, is she on her way out? Or, like, do you know what I mean? Like, always, obviously...
A bit like Trinity, a.k.a.
Yeah, and similar with a match later with Hendry as well. It makes you just wonder where their contracts lie and what's going on.
I think I'm right in saying, because I looked this up because I was wondering this very thing, I think she signed a 2-year extension in September last year. So I think she's under contract as TNA until about September next year.
Okay.
So I think until then, you're going to see her making appearances in NXT. She'll probably be in the Rumble again this year.
Yeah.
So by the time like Netflix is up and running,
she's going to be doing a Joe Hendry schedule where she's splitting her time between the two. I think is what's going to be happening.
I believe in Jordan Grace.
I can't imagine she's not going to WWE.
No.
What if eventually they love her, they treat her well when she's there.
Yeah.
And also, she's fucking great.
Well, speaking about Joe Hendry, we did have the World Heavyweight Championship match between Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry.
And we shouldn't have fucking believed in him because, much like all the other British guys on the show, he let us down again.
It's not coming home. It's never coming home.
Nothing comes home. I think it was pretty apparent he wasn't going to win the title when they put him on third from last. Or was it third from last?
No,
second from last. As soon as he wasn't on last, it's like, oh, Hendry's not winning the title.
It's not the main event.
And also, like the whole, I'm seeing they're doing a lot of that gorilla position angles now at TNA. I'm like, which is obviously, I love them angles, like WWE when you got them all walking through. I really enjoy it. But they did a little bit of that.
With the walking with Nick Nemeth was hilarious because they were counting him down.
Yeah, I heard it.
And then they were like, oh, wait, no, don't go.
It's like,
no, no.
Yeah. It's like when Joe Henry had that massive speech, we all believe. And then it cut to a weird promo of him in a hoodie. And then whilst they're playing that, he's putting on that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing. I was like, you're not doing a gorilla position shots quite like WWE, are you? But they're trying, and I do respect it. And Nick Nemeth, just whole counting them in. Wait, no. Go! No!
He was doing the Eminem 2002 era thing, wasn't it? That was what he tried. But it was. I like that they made effort with the entrances and they tried to do something. Yeah, but like you said, they're not WWE, but WWE have pissed on every promotion production wise since the beginning of time. I mean, you look at the walkout shows WWE do compared to the attempt.
Yeah, no.
It was never going to hit anywhere there, but fair. But the match did have a special guest referee.
Yes, because Zodion.
Who had earlier in the night
won the Battle Royal? Yeah,
it's like...
I was about to call it Royal Rumble, Battle Royal.
Something chance, what the
Yeah.
With a massive, very annoyingly sized trophy that you've got to try cash in.
I know.
That's when you really, really respect a briefcase. He's like trying to get it in the ring. I want to cash this big thing in, please. It's like,
I assume they don't do it because WWE genuinely make the Money in the Bank holder carry that briefcase. They have to take it everywhere. Whereas I assume because TNA don't tour in the same way. No. I imagine someone in production just holds on.
I don't think he has to carry that to everything. Get that through customs. It's
a bit like Andre the Giant when they had the big statue of Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy, Baron Corbin, just like.
I think but people could barely. I think one year I can't remember who they just pointed to it. They were like, "Hey!" Big Show had it up.
Yeah. Of course, it had to be Big Show in it. Obviously, we did mention it earlier, but JBL was involved in this match as like a mentor. I want to say mentor.
Are they calling him
manager?
John Layfield? Is that what they're calling him?
At the minute, they're playing the angle that Nick Nemeth doesn't know he's interfering.
Yes.
Because they're using that age-old wrestling logic of, I couldn't possibly watch the show afterwards and know that he did these things. But I think they're going to have to... I mean, I would imagine they're driving at that Nick Nemeth knows exactly what's going on and like JBL's like bankrolling Nick Nemeth or something like that. You know.
I think there's a couple of takeaways from that. Is number one, the clothesline from Hell.
It's banging.
It's so good. But also the one to... Joe Hendry was weak as ass. He literally just touched him, and Hendry's like, "I'm out cold now," which was fun. That's fine, but I love a clothesline from Hell.
What's like Nick Nemeth's brother got knocked out by a punch.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that.
A pro wrestler.
It was like
it
was like he was meant to go for the clothesline, but he was too close, so he just went. And then the other thing is, JBL looks like he's doing a Jack Daniels ad. Like he came out, and I was like. Is he gonna? I thought he was gonna get out like some whiskey and be like.
It's almost like his original John Layfield gimmick in WWE when he was a bit of a cowboy, way before he did the APA and stuff.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it.
I'm into it.
Well, the main
old JBL.
The main event for this premium pay-per-view premium live, what you want to call it, was the Freeway Full Metal Mayhem match, which featured ABC, The System. And the Hardy Boys. And we do have brand new tag team champions.
Yes.
With the Hardy Boys. Great spots.
Some really good spots.
Really good spots. I don't know if I really needed the Hardy Boys to win.
I feel like, they put them on last because they needed to send the phones home happy from their WrestleMania, which is not.
Yeah, because imagine if ABC won.
Yeah. It would have been a little bit. I mean, look. Is it like after seeing what I think's been one of the best TNA pay-per-views in a long time? I think it was a great show. Do you want it ending with the Hardys winning the tag titles? It's like it does feel like that makes you look like a WWE retirement home because you've got Matt Hardy who looks awful, like just looks terrible, moves terrible. Jeff covers it all with face paint, but moves like a slow motion Jeff Hardy.
They don't have the same momentum as they used to.
They had to leave AEW, and because we were discussing this off camera, they cannot wrestle an AEW style tag team match anymore. No. They can't wrestle at that pace. So to put them into a tag division in TNA, you're now saying, okay, this division now needs to slow down to their pace. And we're only going to be able to really do gimmick matches with them because that's where Jeff Hardy is effective. Is where he can jump off a ladder, he can jump through a ladder. Matt's very creative. He'll set up spots. He says a lot of great spots in that match. I guarantee you, Matt Hardy is the one that went, okay, we do this, and this.
Yeah, that long ladder one.
He is
they opened it up.
great at laying
Seeing
out.
them trying to get that out as well was fucking hilarious.
But I think it was disappointing to see a pay-per-view end with the Hardys as new champions. But I understand 100% why they've done it.
I quite liked it. I generally did like to sort of be on the other end of that. Like I thought it was quite nice. I like because ultimately for me it's like I get that they're not at the speed of the AEW tag teams. But it's nice, for me, it's nostalgic. It's nice to see them win and actually not feel out of place in a tag match. Because it was sad seeing them in AEW. Like it was. I was like, oh, but they're the Hardy Boys. So it was nice to see them like do it. But they did need 2 other tag teams to fight for a bit whilst they rested. So that is one of them. And how long's the run going to be, I don't know.
But should you end your biggest show of the year with what's essentially a nostalgia pop?
Why not? It's TNA. You got to get the viewers in, mate.
Yeah, fair.
We are now going to end the podcast. I hope you have a brand new week. Before we do, I wanted to give out one last shout out to the Ministry of Wrestling. Thank you for your very lovely review of Eve, which I hosted a few weeks ago.
You got a little nice review.
I got a lovely review.
What did you say about personally?
They just mentioned me in a review.
Was it good?
Just say,
what did they say?
Sikisa's
I'm funny.
smash.
You're funny.
I'm funny.
That's
good, isn't it?
Sikisa was funny. Next up.
That is true, though. You are funny.
You're
Thanks.
funny. You should be a comedian.
Yeah.
You should try one of your silly skits one day.
What?
Yeah.
Say what?
You should. Have you ever tried getting on Limelight Tomorrow?
Fuck off. This has
To
been
be fair, when you say it to her, it's funny. To us, we just get that from members of the public.
Yeah,
They're
we
like,
do.
Yeah, we'd really like to be on live. It doesn't work like that.
It was sort of a double layered joke to like. It's funny to her, but to us, just generally
what we hear every
fucking
day.
say. Is, have
Yeah.
you ever tried just getting on? Are you an actor? You try to get on EastEnders? Oh yeah, I'll just call them. Fuck off. Sorry. That was really deep.
We should start going up to wrestlers and go, try being on WrestleMania, mate. I think that would really get you getting WWE.
You know what you should do?
Profile up.
WWE. Have you heard of that?
The one on the telly. You've done the one on the telly. You should do the
You
one on the
can't say
telly.
that to certain British wrestlers because that's a sore subject with WWE
Well,
UK.
I must because apparently that's what you do.
Yeah. Acceptable things to say to people, please.
Yeah, none of them.
Hey, have you ever tried being more successful than you are?
You see your colleagues who are really successful. Try being like them.
Would you? Isn't it hurt you to do a podcast with someone that's done TV shows that you'd really like to do? No, doesn't at all. I'm fine.
WrestleClub podcast.
It's not my fault.
I am thankful for all your, grateful for well done for all your success.
And thanks for letting us be on this podcast.
Thank you for
By proxy, no, you probably might be watching.
thank you for letting us share your audience.
Share your audience.
What, the wrestling audience?
Yeah, nerds. You do nothing for us. Why are the nerds right into live
took the
at the
whole
and getting us
45
on?
minutes and now you're calling them nerds and virgins. It was going to happen.
I didn't say virgins.
You were going to. That was the next words out of your mouth, Mr. Mark
It was
Cram.
implied.
Well, I'm sure those nerds are following me in OnlyFans now, so thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, you're on OnlyFans now, aren't you?
Fans now.
Yeah, for comedy.
No, don't say that. You're going to get the money.
Yeah,
She's
true.
on OnlyFans now.
There might be things on there.
Hey, videos are on her OnlyFans, guys.
Yeah.
What videos? You have to pay to find out.
You do actually.
I've also got an
I know.
OnlyFans.
Do you?
It's called Only Crams. It's a different.
And I got one called Only Dance. Signed to us.
Nice.
That's good.
We've got the stuff.
This is why we're not on Lovely Apollo.
Yeah.
But as always, thank you very much for listening. Please do like and subscribe. Tell your friends about the podcast. I've been joined this week by Danny Scott.
Yo, follow my OnlyFans. Love you.
And Mark Cram.
I don't have an OnlyFans. Follow Twix's OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah, follow Twix's OnlyFans.
No, he should get an OnlyFans where he can cram you. Okay.
So ended.
WrestleClub podcast. Bye.
Podcast.